Welcome back, everybody. It's pine time. Now we've got a little dilemma here with these pines. We're cutting this section. We're gonna start over here by this road. There's also a power line. We've got to cut the trees in between them right now. Now the dead one, I don't want to be nowhere near it when it goes.
Just get it with those. That'll get it.
And hopefully this big one will take it. Now I've got the big one ready.
We'll let it go.
Telling Dusty I want to let it go. I don't want to be in here when it goes. Knock all that dead stuff out of that other one on top of it. So I'm gonna release it, but I want to release it slow. I don't want it to rock back hard and weaken the hinge, or worse, let go. And I also don't want to leave a piece holding where he's pushing on it. If he's got to push hard and it pops, it could twist right off the hinge. So I've got it ready. He's gonna get up there and push it. Let's see what happens. Oh, and it grabbed that dead one. Look at all that stuff fall out. Let's get to the show.
Welcome to the fastest growing web series on the internet.
Boys in the woods.
Yeah, boy.
We put the real
In reality,
Monday morning, we're back over here cutting on these pines. We had only cut a few just so they could watch us that day. But they're ready, so we're gonna drag those out. Just like we always do. If we can keep the tops bunched up, we're gonna do it. Now this is my first time ever really cutting pine.
Before I top these, you want to drag them down here somewhere? They're going to fall right here.
If I know they're gonna twist, I want to cut my hinge out as they go. That way it can twist and not tear up the tree. He'll drag these tops up together, and I'll limb them and top them. Holy moly, you talk about some limbs. Everything I've ever said about pit oaks applies here. He'll drag this down to the brush pile, and I'll limb it and top it. Pushing with that little skidder ain't as much room as the big one.
You didn't chew through this yet?
No,
Why?
I tried. We got our little pocket knives out.
Whittled it?
Whittled it. We figured we'd have it all carved up into a totem pole like that one up there by the time.
Oh boy. I don't need two of them. Where are we going now?
This is David. This is the landowner.
Behind that pond, if you want, I'll show you guys the different ways to get in there so you decide what's best for you guys.
Yeah.
We can take the rainbow there if you want.
Alright.
And there's kind of where your skidder could go through that way.
Yeah.
There's none down in low here. I do not.
He's planted all these trees.
These are all planted later, and they're all smaller.
Yeah.
So he'll show us where the marked ones are, and we'll get after
Hopefully
it.
it'll roll off there. Roll on, baby. Roll on.
Now, he bought this farm back in '82. The previous landowner had planted trees back in the 70s, and David started planting trees in '82. I think he said he's planted over 60,000 trees on this farm. That's pretty awesome. And that's not just pines, they planted a lot of oak trees as well.
You know, you think you look at some of these trees like this one, the same age as these big ones.
Yeah.
And so you take a tree like that, or even one like this, and how tight those rings got to be. That makes them hell for stout too before it's winter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These tight rows, sometimes you gotta drag cable a long way. David got started in this from his uncle. His uncle had the ranch next door and had started planting trees in the late 60s. And he got the idea from his neighbor who had started planting trees in the early 60s. They worked with conservation people and developed certain trees that would grow, and they did a lot of experimenting. And these trees are actually going to go to a special project. More information on that to come.
Seen quite a few loggers between here, and my uncle's had his place since '61 and stuff.
Yeah.
Different people and stuff. But you guys are about the slickest.
Really? Thanks. I appreciate that. Hope you're not just saying that, but I
No,
appreciate
it's
it.
true.
Telling me all that while I got a tree hung up. I'll take it though. Now we've got that section done, let's move to the next one. Look at all them limbs. Just like I showed you before, mismatch your cuts, go past them a little bit and it'll break off and you ain't gotta be there. Now we're pushing all these trees. Dusty wanted to weaken my hinge a little bit. It sure did. They all went down like they were supposed to. Look at all that pollen. I'll tell you, these pine trees, they're a lot different than what I'm used to, but we're starting to figure it out. Tuesday morning, we got a call from our buddy Chris over at C&E. And they were cleaning out a bunch of trees. There's a few saw logs in there, so we're gonna go get them.
I got it that time.
And old Johnny's there to run a skid steer. Me and Dusty get him cut up, Uncle John will get him stacked up, and Gary will be able to whip in there and get them. We got done with that, took the skid steer back to the farm and headed down south. Somebody messaged me, said they seen us. I love that. If you see us, give us a big honk and a wave.
A lot of pine between here and there, but on the backside you can see a lot of smaller oak trees, and
Yeah.
there's almost a pass you can get to them pretty close and just skid them right out through the deal. But that's, I mean, you guys are the experts. I just know what's there.
Expert's a pretty loose term.
Cut that hinge off, let it roll down.
That was your Honda.
do that
Yeah,
in your
no
Honda.
kidding.
That's pretty funny. He's a funny
He
guy.
must be having trouble, dude.
We walk back.
Yeah.
We can go up if you don't have.
Dusty
one, I
wasn't
might
coming
have
back. I knew he had some trouble.
Is that what holds it on?
Yeah, it's see the bolt all the way through.
Blew a O-ring
it
out
on?
on this fuel filter. I love working on stuff.
One of these jugs empty.
But we got it took apart, got some parts, and Wednesday morning we're headed back down there. This time we're gonna take the skid steer so Uncle John can stack the logs up for Gary to get.
Yeah, we kind of.
Uncle John's there, Gary's there, Dusty's marking, and then he's gonna help me cut up, and then we're gonna get to cutting again. Knock it down. Now hopefully Dusty's will knock mine down and roll down. Let's see what happens. We got mine. Well, 1 out of 2, I guess. He'll get the skidder and we'll drag our logs out. Then he'll pull this one down.
Hoping the wind would get it.
What I've come to learn on these pines is they're a lot lighter than the trees we usually cut, and the needles being so tight at the top, it catches wind pretty good.
Yep.
So a lot of times you can just play the wind.
He did not get a check from Gary. Yeah. So we won't pay Matt this week.
What?
Oh, this is for.
Gary's already hauled a couple loads and Uncle John's stacking them up. We're gonna move around and get a couple of our other piles bunched up, cut up, and stacked up so Gary can haul them too. Once we got those cut up, find the rest of our trees. We'll be done with this job today. Gotta watch that deer stand over there.
This is a never-ending chore.
Oh yeah.
I got about 5 miles of logging road through the place.
You need to get one of them grapple buckets.
Well, the good thing is usually I come through here with all the grandsons.
Ah,
and they're
yeah.
leaping out of the vehicle while it's still moving, right?
I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it.
No, it's my turn.
It don't last very long though.
No,
They grow
I get to
out of
be
that.
About like 14 years.
They go. They grow out of it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Come on, open up.
I thought the wind would catch this one, but it didn't.
Oh, almost.
See if we can pull it down with these vines. Almost.
Come on.
David's there, he gave me a hand, and we was able to pull her over.
There it goes. Nice job. Roll down, baby.
We got the last of them.
Brakes on.
Break time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right there, bud.
Oh, get it up.
You riding on the side?
Are you gonna drive? No, you don't drive like a normal person.
I won't even hardly ride with him in a pickup. Thursday morning, we've moved over to the neighbor. They started planting these trees back in the 60s. This is where we've got to avoid the power line in the road. Dang vines, they help you one time and mess you up another. See, the power lines is south of these trees, and they've all kind of chased the sun that way. We've got to push about every one of them.
Any hydraulic oil, I smell oil.
Now I got to look for a hydraulic leak.
Yeah. Unless that's not oil, that's oil. Somewhere in this track. Gonna have to dig it out.
So we dug it out. We found our leak. Is a lot of trouble to get to, so we loaded it up and we're gonna take it back to the farm. We went over to David's and got the skidder, and we're gonna finish these trees up along this road and power line.
I'll just get it with those. That'll get it. I know, I thought it was coming back.
Yeah, they didn't leave it up hinge.
I probably didn't, but it took it.
We got done with those, and now we're gonna start cutting the rest of the trees on this stand.
Huh?
See, I wanted it to fall out and open, but it didn't want to go, so I was gonna let it fall in these trees and pull it down. Dusty thinks we can pull it over with just a little tug from the skidder.
Yep. Up. Ow.
I think he's right. Don't tell him that, though. Just waiting on the wind to take it. And there it goes. We've already got him hooked up. He can just take off. Might have missed a limb. Imagine that. Boy, they're long. We had a pretty good day till the rain moved in. Then we headed on back to the farm, got skid steer fixed, got the pup trailer fixed, and we got the truck fixed, and everything's ready to go for next week as soon as it dries out. That's all I got for you guys this week. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.